Welcome to the BetMoorSports podcast. I'm your host, Avery Fuller, with my co-host, Stephen Troutman Bay, a.k.a.
The Guru.
And we got a special guest in the building today. If you don't know, now you know. My man, Jamar Babbs, coming live from where we from. But we call him Buck. Yeah. Buck is one of the premier entrepreneurs in Norfolk. He got a whole bunch of businesses. Yeah. So anything that you need, he got you. But you know why we here? We here to talk sports, man. We talking sports. And, of course, it's week 3 in the NFL. We got Norfolk's own fighting, or he fought last weekend. We got the results of that. But we're going to start with Versus. And Versus is going to be interesting because the Guru and Buck, they fans of the teams that's involved. The Cowboys and the Giants. And this Versus is primarily based upon what team is the better franchise overall. And it's a couple of things to compare. Like, for instance, Dallas started in 1960. New York started in 1925. Dallas' record is 539 and 404 and 6 ties, while New York is 708, 632 and 33. And then the Cowboys got 5 Super Bowls, while the Giants got 4. So I'm going to start with you, Buck, since you're the guest of the evening. What's the best franchise?
Cowboys. You already know the Cowboys the best franchise, man.
I do.
In the land, man. Come on, man.
In the land.
Come on, man. The best franchise, Cowboys all the way, man.
Can you say why? Do you know why?
Yeah, they're the Cowboys. American best team.
That is funny.
American best team. I ain't even got to say no more. That's all I got to say. American best team.
I get it. Guru, what's your thoughts?
I mean, this is a totally biased conversation, to be honest. You know, I'm going to definitely say the Giants. You know, we the only team won a Super Bowl every decade since the 80s. I mean, Cowboys can't say that. They ain't won one in the 80s, 90s, 2000, and 2010s. You know what I mean? They ain't won one since 96.
Yeah.
You know, they got 5, but I don't know.
I mean,
96 is a long time.
Man, it is a long time.
They're irrelevant right now in the world of sports.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that, but we still got more rings than y'all. I mean, if you want to count that, I mean, how many rings did the Giants got?
We got 4 Super Bowl rings, but we got 5 more championships than that. We've been playing since the 20s.
Championships don't count, though.
Why they don't? They was named championships before they was named Super Bowls.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you want $5 or you want $4?
Well, if $5 is more than 4, I want 5.
Okay.
But look, if I give you $5, right, and I got $4 and $4 worth of quarters, do I still not have more money than you?
Yeah, if you going with quarters, but if you going with dollars,
4 quarters equal $1, right?
Yeah.
So if I got $4 worth of quarters, now I want money.
Okay.
If it's dollars, quarters, pennies, it's 100 pennies. It's spend the same.
Okay. So who got the most rings? That's all I want to ask.
Well, they did have championship rings, though.
I see. You going
I mean,
when you said rings, that was your question. Your question was specifically rings. We got more rings.
If you going on championship.
No, you asked, did we got more rings? Oh, that ain't what you said.
Okay. Well,
now you being technical.
Okay. Yeah, that's what really matters.
Y'all got more. One more than we do.
Okay.
Who got more since 96?
Y'all do since 96.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, since 96. But we talking about overall, right?
Well, overall, the expectation is for I think people would expect the Giants to win before they expect the Cowboys to win.
You saying it?
Why?
Why?
They hype the Cowboys up every year to be.
No, Cowboys fans hype the Cowboys up.
Well, the people on TV do too. A lot of times.
Most of the people on TV are Cowboys fans.
Or haters, and they still hype them up.
We just beat them, right? Yeah, we just beat the Giants.
Yeah.
That don't make you a better franchise than the Giants, but you know.
I mean, American team. They don't call Giants American team.
We don't want to be.
Okay.
Well, I think the Cowboys caught themselves.
They did. They kind of just made themselves America's team. America don't recognize you as America's team.
Okay.
Right,
America's team is the Commanders.
Damn.
Okay. So what y'all gonna do this year? Y'all gonna win the division?
Nah, I think Philly gonna win the division.
I can't. Like, I ain't gonna disagree with you.
Yeah, I think
They looking good.
Yeah,
But I know the Giants not gonna win the division.
That's
though.
why I predicted to win the division. I know Dallas definitely not gonna win the
I don't
division.
get more wins than y'all, I guess, since we talking about the Giants right now.
Oh, they give you a trophy, a participation trophy for winning more than the Giants now.
Oh, so I mean,
And that's what you want,
I
man.
mean,
You
we
want.
talking about our team.
So is they gonna put a
so
ring
we
on it
talking
that
about-
say
so if
we
talking
won
about our
more
team,
than
we
the
talking about
Giants ring?
everybody's team.
I mean, we talking about the division now. You want a
See,
trophy
you
that
see
say
how you keep switching it?
that's
We talking
you
about the
brought that
Giants,
up. You
the
say
Giants and the
we gonna
Cowboys.
win the division. And I say
Beat
no,
y'all, so
Philly
we
gonna
up
win the
one,
division.
right?
Yeah, in the regular
Okay.
season.
So just so that you know, this is what happens when you put
Okay.
a Giant and a Cowboy
Okay.
in the same room.
Okay.
I love it. I'm a big fan of it.
And we beat y'all again. We just swept y'all this year, right?
I mean, if was the fifth, we all be drunk.
You 100% right, sir. You 100% right.
Oh man, that's so funny. I love it. All right, so Guru, I want to ask you something, man. You know, we Yankees fans, and Aaron Judge is having a career season pretty much. You think he gonna win the Triple Crown?
I don't know. It's gonna be hard because the people walking the man like crazy. They won't even let the man hit the ball.
They literally act like they scared to throw
They
the ball.
walked the man 4 times last night and messed my parlay up because he didn't get a hit. He had 4 walks. DraftKings refunded my money. FanDuel did no such a thing.
That's crazy.
FanDuel said we ain't refunded nothing.
Wait, they really refunded your money?
Yeah, they refund your money if you had a Aaron Judge hit prop last night.
Oh wow.
Man, walked the man 4 times, man. That is unacceptable in baseball.
But that's a part of the game, man.
Not when you betting on hits.
I mean, it's a part of the game as far as baseball.
Not 4 times, Avery. Now, we ain't walking nobody 4 times, man. No baseball game. Don't nobody want to be the pitcher to give up that 61st home run.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Personal pride is on the line versus competition.
Right.
People don't want to be competitive. They want to not be in the history books on the wrong side.
Exactly. But somebody's going to be in the history books on the wrong side. It's
Somebody going to do it. It's just about when and who. All right. Last podcast we was talking about Keyshawn, Norfolk Zone. And I got some footage that we're going to show.
Right here in round 5. Right hand, left hand combination. Head is snapped back. Davis on the go. 2 left hands. Oh, what a big shot that was. This is over. Keyshawn Davis.
Keyshawn showed up,
Yeah.
Showed out.
but who know better than the Guru? Because you were there live and direct.
Yeah,
You know?
man. It was a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
Hell of a fight, man. The man definitely put on for the city. You could tell around the 3rd round that he was from Norfolk.
Yeah.
They kind of took over and he imposed his will. He say the dude started talking trash to him in the 2nd, 3rd round. He said as soon as he started talking, I don't know if you noticed, he jumped up and stuck his tongue out, and dude kind of mocked him, and
I actually got a picture.
it
of that.
went downhill from there.
And then he started trying to rip his head off.
And then he said that was an off night for him.
Mm.
He said that wasn't even his best fight. It was an off night. He was just in there sparring. He wasn't even really trying to beat the man up like that till the man started talking trash.
Well, that got to be nice when you got those kind of skills. I tell you. But he definitely put on one for the city.
Yeah, man. Shout out Keyshawn.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes, and that's week 3. Week 3 passed, and you had a lot of victories and a lot of losses. I know. It wasn't a good week 3 on our side of the game, but we're gonna start with Thursday night. Thursday night, it was the Steelers and the Browns. The Browns ended up walking away with that victory, 29-17. But what you think about that game overall?
The Steelers done, man. Steelers done, man.
Steelers. Well, I don't know. I won't say that they done yet. I've learned that when you say a team done early, then they make a change at quarterback or something.
Yeah, you can't really count. I mean, with coaching staff, I mean,
And then
he made pretty good adjustments, so I really can't say that though. But I mean, it was overall, it was an alright game, man. I ain't really get too much into it though. But
Yeah,
it was alright, man.
It's
though,
easy not
what
to
I
get
say.
too much into the Browns and the Steelers.
Yeah, that ain't even nothing. The Browns and Steelers about to play. Oh my God, you really gonna watch that game?
not me. I mean, I might have it on the TV, but I don't know. What about you, Guru? Thoughts on that game?
I mean, that was the first thing I said was, why is they even showing the game? But
you did say
being that I kind of handicapped the game and I bet the game over, it was a pretty good game the way it turned out. I had the game over the total. I really hate Thursday night totals over, but I kind of felt that one was going over.
Yeah.
I bet it over. It went over. They paid me my money, so it was a hell of a game. In my opinion, I thought Pittsburgh would fight a little harder.
Pittsburgh did look a little different, but I guess when you ain't got the engine of your defense, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, one play on defense shouldn't make that big of a difference, but they 0-6 without the man in the lineup.
Which is a
one man on defense can make it. You take Ray Lewis from that Raven team,
but that don't drop you to 0-6.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be able to still move the ball, and a defensive tackle, should be somebody you could plug in another body where it's not that big of a drop off. In my opinion,
I think it's a big part of like I say, if you ain't got the engine in your car, can you drive it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and this coming from a 49ers fan.
It's clear that engine is missing. He their engine. They need him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not where they can win without him. It's not gonna happen. Clearly, they can't.
It seem like they're more
they
comfortable
just
on the
look
field.
bad. They didn't even look bad defensively though. Defensively, won't the problem? They couldn't move the ball. And unless he was gonna get on offense and play running back, then shit, I don't think he was the problem, to be honest.
Well, I mean, I get it, but from what I can see, Cleveland scored their quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
got
they
29
had
points
29 points. One of them was a pitch back to the goal line, fumble recovered in the end zone.
is that the one at the end of the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Garbage points.
Yeah.
Cleveland kicked a lot of field goals, and then they ran the ball like they usually do.
But it was a field goal week 3 though.
Right.
It was field goals everywhere.
Week 3.
I tell you, man. All right. Texans and the Bears. In that game, you had Davis Mills showed up a little bit. He was 20 for 32, 245 yards and a touchdown. I mean, I guess for a quarterback, kind of need more than that to win. But the Bears, the 2-1 Bears, the team that I was looked at as if, I'm lost. I must know something that don't nobody else know.
Nah, that's one of them underrated teams.
Them people are still not going to win 5 games.
They one of them underrated teams, man. The Bears is definitely an underrated team.
They rated right where they need to be. The Bears some trash. The people won a game where the quarterback ain't throw for 100 yards damn near, man. Get the hell out of here
But
with the
they
Bears.
backup running back.
They played the Houston Texans, bro. Relax.
It's only week 3.
In Chicago.
But I think it's one of the sleeper teams, though. The Bears, I really feel like they're one of the sleeper teams, though.
How many games you think they're going to win?
I think like 8.
Yeah.
You don't think 8?
No, don't bet it. Don't bet it in
You don't
Vegas.
think-
They're not going to win 5. They'll win. If they win 5 games, that's it. They won't win no more than 5 games.
Well,
They can't beat nobody in the division.
I believe they're going to finish ahead of Minnesota,
The Vikings?
the Vikings.
I know Tay going to watch this, man.
Yeah.
He going to
Listen,
definitely
listen. I said it
have
before.
something to say.
Did I not?
The man going
Nah, they definitely.
The man gonna boycott you,
Why
man.
you say they ain't gonna win over 8 games?
because they garbage. But they don't have nothing. Offensively or defensively. They're not.
Yeah, but
They're just not a good team.
You don't know what you have until you have it.
Yeah, that's why I say they're a sleeper team because we don't got no expectation on them, and they don't got. Like,
Usually a sleeper team is a team that you don't have no expectations on, but you feel like they might make a run.
yeah,
Nah, this ain't the Bears.
If you feel like they might make a run, then that's expectation.
But they still a sleeper team and nobody expect them to do nothing, but they might come out of nowhere and shock somebody.
Right.
Nah,
the
that ain't the
Bears-
Bears.
Bears a sleeper team too, though.
We got a better team than the Bears, as you will see Sunday.
Y'all play Bears Sunday?
Yeah. I'm going to beat
Oh,
them
yeah,
like a
that's-
drum.
That's going to be
I don't
fun to
do
watch.
Fat door, but I probably just do it for that game, man.
That's going to be fun to watch. Oh, man.
Yeah, if they beat y'all, then what?
If they beat y'all, you're going to have to give them some kind of credit.
Nah, we probably win 6 games. They going to probably win 5. And the deciding factor going to be Sunday.
Bruh, if y'all can't win more than 3 games in the next, 14 games, that ain't good.
Yeah.
It happens in football. Avery. You act like it don't happen.
I know that
You get a favorable schedule early, you win some games, you lose some games.
In your team.
No, I just say we're going to probably win.
Yeah,
We don't win about 6
confidence.
games.
Oh, okay, man. You call it what it is then.
We win about 6 games.
Listen, I
So how many
think
games you got the Cowboys winning?
Y'all probably win about 7 or 8.
All right, 49. How many games they going to win?
They're going to win about the same, about 6, 7, 8. Between 6 and 8.
I
They not
got
winning a
about
whole
10
lot of games. If 49ers win 10 games.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
I don't got them winning.
We'll be a 10-7. Like, that's 100% doable. Literally.
Well, you're 5 away from the 7 losses already.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you ain't played none of the thumpers in your schedule yet.
In y'all division.
Right, but we those are the games that we actually win. We lose stupid games like the Bears.
You can't lose them games this year, Avery.
Right. We can't lose them, but we do. And we win the games that matter. I think that's the biggest messed up side of things.
You ain't
Right.
winning the game that mattered last year, the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
So you don't win the games that matter.
Yeah.
Listen,
Well, we
It's
speak
a-
for another year, Avery.
Huh?
Are we talking about this year?
it's a all I'm saying is
Because y'all go there, y'all always lose the big games.
But they win the games that matter.
Yeah.
listen, we can if we break down 3 losses on 3 games, right?
Don't
As
say we
opposed
beat
to
ourselves.
us winning
Okay.
12 games that matter at the time that we won them. Like, listen, the one thing about sports that we all know is that somebody got to win, somebody got to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And in football, it ain't like the NBA where, it's best of 3, best of 5, best of 7, whatever. It's one and done.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You got to win or you go home.
Right. You get certain injuries or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Certain
It
players,
happens.
key players.
Right.
That's part of the football right there.
That's a part of the game. So, of course, you win some, you lose some. But last year, we actually went on like a 7-8 game win streak.
Like y'all did do good in the playoffs, man. Because I felt like y'all won't even supposed to got past us, man.
What you mean? We laid that
So
whole
y'all
game.
might can win 8 more games. Y'all might win 9.
Y'all went what? Green Bay.
Yeah.
Y'all
And then
weren't supposed to get past Green Bay.
we listen. Defense win championships.
No,
They-
we don't win championship because y'all ain't win no championship.
Well,
so,
right.
No, say that.
Listen. We was clearly a Jaquaski Tart interception
Oh,
away
my
from going
God.
to the Super Bowl.
So, what did he say? What did he say? Almost what? Say your slang, man.
Listen.
Say it, man.
All I'm saying is sometimes it just take one mistake.
Yeah.
You can play a perfect game and then you make one mistake and that perfect game is no more.
So that wasn't a perfect
I
game.
could see you at the 49er game with
Yeah,
your
yeah.
face painted
Bang,
maroon
down the game.
and your two
Bang,
your-
bang, down
and
the
your
game,
two,
man.
4-4 Desert Eagles
But I think
cap guns.
I think the 49ers fans is way worse than the Cowboy fans, man.
What?
I think y'all way worse than
Nah,
us, man.
nobody ain't worse
When
than
you
y'all.
when you face to face with a 49er fan, they're all way worse than
I
the
think
Cowboy
Avery
fans, man.
Avery is just the worst of the 49er fans
Okay.
that I've came in
No,
contact.
no,
I done met a few that's bad.
My whole Facebook bad.
But see, you antagonize people.
No, my whole Facebook bad.
Listen,
49er fans?
I'm not a bad 49er fan. Like I
You
might
you
talk
don't
about
even.
them.
That's why, because you don't realize it.
Listen.
That's what makes you bad.
So I'm a delusional fan.
Yes.
How am I delusional? What have I said or done that's
We
delusional?
almost won.
That's not delusion.
How you almost won but you lost?
Listen, I've heard people talk about how not good of a team that we are,
Mm-hmm.
but then when I mentioned that we've been to the NFC Championship twice in 3 years,
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with this roster.
what you mean? It's damn near the same roster. Literally.
A lot of things change within the years, though, Avery. The schedule, the strength of schedule,
Absolutely.
your opponents get better,
Yeah, the trades,
things of that
everything.
nature.
Right, but that's a part of the game.
Yeah,
Right.
You're
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
And
So
and that's a part of the game that knocks you down a notch.
I don't carry the same expectation, but I also know that, and I've seen firsthand what we're capable of. Plain and simple. Just like I've seen what New York is capable of, and I've seen what Dallas is capable
Okay,
of.
what's
I seen what
what's
y'all-
final record?
I seen what y'all were capable of when y'all scored 10 points against Denver and when you got whooped to the Bears.
Okay.
Right now, you're a 1-2 football team.
Absolutely.
Next
week 4.
next matchup. Yeah, it's 1-2. We ain't got
4.
time to be talking about no goddamn now like y'all 3-0 or some shit like that.
All right,
People, it's 1-2.
So the Raiders lost again. They 0-3.
The only 0-3 team in football.
Terrible. They lost to
0-3, right?
Nah, ain't nobody else 0-3 but the Raiders.
0-2.
Who?
Somebody 0-2.
0-2-1.
Texans. Yeah,
They
they
0-2-1.
Yeah,
they tied Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So the Raiders the only 0-3 team in the league.
And I don't see them. It's
But
weird.
they still put up 20. Like, Titans got to tighten up.
They made that big change though, man. Like, you know, they force feeding Devontae, and I think that's a gift and a curse because you're taking everybody else out the game.
Yeah,
I mean, it don't help,
especially Darren Waller.
Absolutely, don't help when you got people like Hunter Renfrow turning the ball over twice.
Yeah, definitely getting Henry on 20 carries for 85 yards.
Oh
They ain't Henry, man.
That's definitely not like him, but I don't know if he'll be the same. You think Henry will come back and will get back in the phone?
He got to get that hunger back though. He not that beast that we know him to be though.
Of course, because
he not playing like that beast that we know him to be though.
He fall victim to the injury bug. He get hurt, and I guess now it leads to being timid.
So he not 100%.
I think Derrick Henry gonna be just fine. I think the team just was playing bad. If you playing bad as a team, you know, like I say, when you start a game bad and you got a game plan, a lot of times you got to go away from the game plan.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what they find themselves doing. They not a good football team right now.
And another thing, like, you know, he's a hole hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when he got to find his holes, that slows him up. Like, so, I think he'll be good, though. He all right, though, man.
Is it me or is dude so big that he look like he running slow?
He definitely not running slow.
He definitely not.
But this was one of my knocks I always had on Derrick Henry. He don't run behind his pads.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, he think because he's that big that nobody is going to hit him.
Yeah.
And if he ran behind his pads like Zeke or like Jonathan Taylor, one of the boys that really get lower with a center of gravity and get behind their pads when they run and make contact, nobody could tackle him.
Ain't nobody hit him.
That's
but he run high.
Yep, he do run high.
He don't get behind his pads and try to run through you. You know, he just think that because he big, he'll automatically.
But that been working his whole life.
Yeah, but
He could try to switch it up now, but that been working his whole life.
And that's always been a knock on him, in my opinion. A lot of times he's just been bigger, faster, and stronger than most people. And he been on dominant teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really ain't translating.
Oh yeah.
In the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, all I know is I feel like Ryan Tannehill about to lose that spot.
Yeah, the young boy got to show a little more. They put him in the game. He ain't do nothing.
Yeah, that's because they just threw him in the game. You know what I'm saying? It was like, save us. And he was like, what?
They put it out.
I was just eating some chicken.
He looked like he was just eating chicken too.
All right, one of the surprise games as far as victory go, the Chiefs lost to the Colts 20-17. Patrick Mahomes had an okay game. His game was more compared to that of Davis Mills. He had 20 for 35, 262 with a touchdown, and I mean that's not really Patrick Mahomes numbers, but they was playing against an 0-2 team that couldn't really get no offense going.
1-1.
1-1, yeah, a winless team.
Right.
Well, they took away one of his biggest threats too, though.
Who?
Hall. Hall.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that made him a better quarterback because his focus is now.
Wise, I mean, passing yard wise, because like, you know, I thought you go get it. So I'm not. You shouldn't be looking at him put up the same numbers that he was putting up.
Well, I mean, the first two games he was putting those numbers up.
Yeah, who they played the first game?
Buffalo.
Okay.
Was it Buffalo?
Nah, they ain't played Buffalo yet.
Who was it? It was a good game. It was the Chargers.
They played the Chargers already.
Yeah, it was. Then that's
So
who
it's
one
the
thing
Chargers.
about. Yeah, I know they played a team that was picked to do some really significant things and he played extremely well. But for some reason, maybe they underestimated the Colts.
I mean, if you follow BetMoorSports.com, I told you do not mess with the Chiefs going to the Colts. The Colts, it was their first home game. They've been playing bad all year. Do not fall into that trap. And if you took the Chiefs, it sucks to be you. So I told you not to take him. Told you Pat Mahomes wasn't going to do what he was supposed to do. I just want a good spot for him.
Sometimes you got to listen. It's the guru for a reason. So all I could say. But Jonathan Taylor didn't really show up either. He had 21 carries for 71 yards.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I guess you kind of expect more from him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where if everybody that's supposed to show up, it'll be a hell of a game.
Right.
Yeah. But the Chiefs definitely going to get together. They definitely got them weapons, though.
They got to, or they going because their division is quote unquote crazy.
Their division was supposed to be crazy, but looked like trash right now.
they definitely look like the garbage pail kids.
The only team that won a game in the division was the team that played your team. Chiefs lost. Chargers lost to the Jaguars.
Yep, they did. And actually, Trevor Lawrence had the game of his life, didn't he?
And the only team that won was the team that beat your team.
Why you keep saying that?
Because I was kind of thinking about, was that really accurate? And it was kind of accurate. Like, Denver the only team that won a game in that division.
Well, they leading the division right now. Which who picked Denver to win that division?
You did.
Okay.
You picked them to win the Super. You didn't pick them to win. You picked them to go to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
But you ain't pick them to win the division. Just as a reminder. Yeah. And win it.
Denver go Super Bowl and win it.
Avery did that.
Just saying. Listen.
It can happen.
It can happen.
They 2-1 right now. I believe they're gonna get better. I believe that
the Seahawks game.
They
ain't winning no Super Bowl, man.
They just the coach gonna get better as the season goes on. Russell Wilson gonna get better as the season goes on. So we don't know.
So you think Wilson just got to get warmed up?
I think he's in a totally different offense than he been in, and
but
like
that line now is protected.
he never played under the center like that neither. You know, it took Aaron Rodgers some time to adjust to the same offense. Then once he adjusted, he kind of clicked in it. So we'll see. I think the coaches make a lot of rookie mistakes.
That's one thing that stand out. Turn rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely rookie coach. All right. One of the good games that I considered a good game, at least, was the Dolphins and the Bills. Of course, Josh Allen shows up constantly.
Yes,
He's
sir.
probably the most consistent quarterback in the league right now. He was 42 for 63. That's a lot of throws.
63 throws.
That's
Goodness
a lot of
gracious.
throws, yeah. But he had 400 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also led the team in rushing, which is
They predicted them people to win the Super Bowl or go to the Super Bowl. There's no way in the hell, I'm going to say it right here first, that they going to no damn Super Bowl if that man throwing the balls 60 times a game. That's not winning football.
Yeah, that's a lot of. I don't.
He probably don't even last the whole season. You talking about
And then
63 times?
You throw the ball 63 times and you only score 19 points.
Exactly.
You know, like.
And then you ain't going to be able to throw the ball 63 times in Buffalo and New England in the middle of the winter anyway.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: you think that that's a coaching thing, or
Buffalo can't run the football?
That's it.
Like they can't. They don't even try half the time. That's how bad they are at running the football. Like they won't even try.
That should have been a priority getting a running back this year anyway.
You think about it, man. You threw the ball 63 times in the 100-degree weather in Miami. And you only scored 19 points. You only scored 19 points.
Yeah, that's.
You would thought he had more than 40.
That's borderline embarrassing.
And I think that game, that's when Tua got that concussion, and
They said it was his back. And we ain't gonna say the man got a concussion. No, Miami got enough. Miami got enough they got to deal with. It was blowing games on purpose, trying to get the coach fired. Now they saying the man had a concussion, but they said it was a back. Now I look at the injury report, it was his ankle. I don't know what's going on.
They lying their ass off. They don't know. They don't know what the truth is. They say maybe we tell 5 lies, it'll just confuse everybody.
Man on the injury report with an ankle injury, ankle and back.
Right, but we seen him. His head slammed to the to the ground like his mind went bad. Literally. All right. Next up, the Vikings and the Lions. The Vikings actually won that game. Vikings 2-1.
Yeah.
It was a really good game. I feel like the Lions probably should have won that game.
The Lions are the Lions for a reason.
That's crazy, man. Like
They're going to find a way to lose a football game because they definitely was in position to win the game.
right,
And it was easily a game they should have won.
I feel like coaching is probably the most consistent thing that I'm seeing from that franchise overall. Like they've been having the worst years, but they haven't had a great coach. It's like having a team without a star player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's weird, but
Dan Quinn still coaching the
yep.
Lions. I don't think Dan Quinn is a bad coach.
He's a great inspirational coach.
I don't think he has. I think he get a lot out of the talent that he has. I don't think he really has a talented roster.
Bring them more up-tempo coaches in anyway, because like a lot of coaching. I mean, the coaching got them old coaching styles, and he like to be honest with you, only thing I like about 49ers is their offensive coordinator, because he creative with his plays, but the coaching that a lot of these systems they run now is just
Basic,
old.
right?
Yeah, it's just basic.
Everybody want to be sophisticated and play a way that is boring.
Yeah, it's basic football with a lot of coaches.
But I think that tend to change when the playoffs hit.
Yeah.
People
Right.
find a way to get more creative. All right, so look, let's take our first break of the day, and we'll be back. BetMoorSports. Welcome back to the BetMoorSports podcast. I'm your host, Avery Fuller, with my co-host, Stephen Trotman Bay, a.k.a.
The Guru.
And you better believe we got a guest in the building, straight from the PARK, where we was raised. If you don't know now, you know. My man Buck in the house. And we talking about week 3. Talking about week 3, going over those games. And the game that we are at right now is the Ravens and the Patriots. The Ravens beat the Patriots 37-26. Matt Jones ended up getting hurt that game. Lamar Jackson led the game in rushing. 11 rushes, 107 yards. I think he had a 79 yard. He broke for 79 yards, and man, they couldn't come close to catch him. Dude, fast as I don't know what. It's crazy. What you think about that game, Guru? How you feel like Baltimore performed? Was it to expectation? If that makes sense.
Absolutely. They looking like the team I thought they would be. The team that's going to win the AFC North.
Okay. But
I mean, I just be honest with you. Say the Ravens and Patriots. Ravens all day, man. I ain't even watch that game. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even watch that.
listen, I just think Lamar Jackson is exciting to watch.
They need to pay him. Lamar trying to be the MVP. Man, the man got the best passer rating in the NFL right now. He 5th or 4th in the league in rushing yards with the running backs. And the man got more total touchdowns than 30 teams in the NFL.
Shit,
by himself.
He a machine.
He trying to make up a triple crown in the NFL.
This man trying to rewrite the record book, the history book, and the checkbook when he finished.
They're gonna write that check for him.
Listen, they already started a GoFundMe for $250 million.
Okay.
People say if the Ravens don't pay him, we gonna pay him.
Somebody
gonna
Man,
pay
put a GoFundMe in Lamar Jackson name.
Yeah.
That is horrible.
Somebody.
I wonder how much money in that GoFundMe right now.
That's a good question.
Baltimore probably already came up with it, man.
Man, listen,
They probably already came up with that money, man.
they need to pay him. Again, I don't feel like he should get $250 million guaranteed. I only feel like he should get $230 million guaranteed.
I think he should, because if somebody got it, then he need to get it.
Yeah.
And I know Cleveland shouldn't have done it, but they did it. And now that I know that somebody got it, I need it too.
But if he finishes his season healthy, somebody gonna pay him.
Oh, absolutely.
They're gonna franchise the shit out of him if they don't pay him by the time the season.
Yeah.
They're gonna franchise him.
He definitely gonna get everything he deserved, though.
Listen, I won't be surprised if they announce they're gonna franchise him at the last game of the season.
He probably end up in Washington.
He said he ain't playing under the franchise tag, so we'll see how that go.
Yeah, we'll see how it go.
They can't do nothing. They can't fine him. They can't do nothing because he's no longer under contract.
They gonna fine him.
They can't fine him because he's not obligated to the contract.
That's why
He don't. They can only fine him if he signs the franchise tag and don't report. But if he don't sign it, then legally I'm not bound to the team.
Well, that's not what happened with Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell didn't sign the franchise tender, and they was fining him like $30,000 a day.
I want to say he originally signed it, the first one, the first offer. I want to say he originally signed a franchise tag and then thought that they was gonna come up with a deal prior to the season, and they didn't. Yeah, so he held out.
Oh, okay.
But this is last year on his contract.
Right, this is the last year of his contract. So if my contract expires, you can franchise tag me, but that's something that I gotta sign.
Yeah.
So if you don't sign it, you just don't play.
Right, you just don't get paid. But how you gonna find me? I ain't under contract. You can't force me to sign it. You know what I mean? Like
whatever he asks for, he gonna get it.
Yeah, but if they franchise tag him, even if he don't sign the tender, he can't go nowhere else.
No, he can't go nowhere. He just won't be able to play, or he won't get paid.
You just can't franchise tag somebody.
Yes, you
can. Yeah, you can. They can do it for 2 years, which is foolishness. But
listen, that's the worst, bro. Like I just can't imagine my job telling me.
And then it ain't 1 year; it's 2 years. Like
right,
that's a long time, especially in a football career.
You can't hold that man prisoner. That's
what it is.
But that's for another day, though. But that's why it's good that boys start making decisions of where they want to play at and stuff. So you got to entertain the other side of the business side, too. When they want to go somewhere else and they want to trade or something like that, you got to entertain that, too.
Right. I just feel like it's a partnership, man. And, at some point it has to be a medium. Like, you got to meet in the middle. Like, don't get me wrong. Everybody know his worth. But if the team is offering you $190 million guaranteed, out of the $250 million that they offer you, at some point you got to consider that it's some greed in there somewhere.
It's a little bit of both ways, but like I said, you paid a man this much money that ain't done nothing in the league compared to what I've done.
Yeah,
right.
But we talking about a team that's desperate as opposed to a team that's not desperate.
I understand all of that, but at the end of the day, these boys care about being the highest paid at that position.
Which is the stupid.
It's stupid,
shit.
but watch.
He betting on himself.
But watch after when, like I say, when the boy, the Chargers come up, Justin Herbert. Watch how quick they write his check.
Yeah, they gonna throw him money. He got the strongest arm in the league.
He can't do what Lamar Jackson can do. Lamar Jackson can totally change the game, and Lamar Jackson is a former MVP of the league.
But
and y'all just treat him like he a scrub.
Yeah.
Who?
The Baltimore Ravens organization.
I think it's more of a respect thing, though.
I think it's more of a risk.
It's a risk, but the risk is the way that y'all play him.
Right. That's the problem.
But now I'm showing you that I got the best pass percentage in the league. So I'm showing you that I could do whatever I want to do, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm out here playing football trying to win for your organization.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I think you should compensate me for that.
Yeah.
Not say, man, you might get hurt playing like this.
Showed enough to get paid.
No, I think he should get paid. I feel like number one, Deshaun Watson shouldn't have what he had.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the difference maker. I feel like he should get that bread. Like I don't care if they guarantee $200 million. They should. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that at some point to hold out based on a contract being 100% guaranteed. I get it. You're trying to change the market.
Yeah.
And as a business owner, my perspective would be, bro, you ain't changing the market on us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like listen,
But
Deshaun Watson changed the market on a shitty franchise.
Yeah.
We not a shitty franchise. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
But how would they be with him though? Without him?
who? Baltimore.
Jackson, yeah.
Well, keep in mind that Lamar Jackson ain't been there all this time and it's been a successful franchise.
Nah, but since I bet you everything that went up since he been there.
Well, except for playoff wins. like at the end of the day, what matters most? You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, he's electrifying. He is one of the most exciting players to watch in football. Period. But his case become a much easier case to call when you win postseason.
So what happened if you go to AFC Championship game this year?
Pay that man.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
Okay.
I mean,
understand it because running MVP and he got a lot of stuff to back up. I mean, he's just
his resume is
resume
great.
is
But in this sport, it's certain things that matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all whole debate earlier was about what rings, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And these owners want to win. And the
Right.
whole point of paying these players is for y'all to come in and help us win.
But to Lamar the argument too, ain't nobody paying to see the Baltimore Ravens without Lamar Jackson.
That's-
So I'm putting
Unless they-
asses in the
not
seat.
I'm not even watching if Lamar not playing for the Ravens.
Right, but that's if Lamar not playing for the Ravens and the Ravens got a shit quarterback. But you put Patrick Mahomes on the Ravens, you going to still watch, right?
Yeah, but Pat ain't leaving Kansas City.
Right. I'm just saying, like, just because
I don't even think Pat be the same Pat.
Pat be the same Pat.
You think so?
Pat's skill set is based on Pat. It ain't based on the system.
Right.
he in
The system got a lot to do with it because it create plays to get people open in space. Baltimore don't have the people that can get open in space, and they definitely don't have the offensive minds.
Well, I think what Pat Mahomes, a lot of what he do is based on being able to improvise. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He actually call an audible mid play.
Right. I mean, it's easy when you got Travis Kelce that can win the one-on-one with a linebacker. Shit, I can go out there and call an audible to throw the ball to Kelce on a slant route with the linebacker check.
Every chance you can. Every chance you can. All right. The Bengals and the Jets. The Bengals got their first win of the season. They beat the Jets 27-12. It wasn't surprising that they beat the Jets, but
Yeah, cruise
hell,
control.
the Jets ain't been as horrible as they've been in the last decade. Flacco is actually fifth in the league in passing yards. You know what I'm saying? They actually won the game early in the season. Garrett Wilson is showing up the way he's supposed to. Yet they talking about bringing Zach Wilson back and putting Zach Wilson back in the lineup. What happens if Zach Wilson get back in the lineup and they digress?
Then they'll be drafting the quarterback again next year.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
That's just as bad as the Browns. The Browns draft a quarterback every other year, literally.
But the Bengals, like I said, I thought they wouldn't get off to a way better start, and they been getting off to though. But
I feel like the Bengals can continue where they left off last year.
They got the Super Bowl hangover.
yeah.
Well, when you really think about it, number one, I don't think people expect them to go to the playoffs, let alone the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you still have a Super Bowl hangover.
Right. Well, I mean,
A lot of the teams that lose in the Super Bowl don't make the playoffs the next year.
Right.
A great percentage of the teams that lose in the Super Bowl.
When I watch them play, they look the same way they looked last year. Like, the expectation is different now.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And they're no longer the hunter, they the hunted. So, like I said that at the beginning of the season, that's why I didn't think they would win the division. I really didn't have them going to the playoffs because I just know it's a difference when you can't sneak up on teams no more.
And that's the difference maker.
Yeah.
100%. Because I don't think people expected Jamar Chase to have the season he had.
Yeah.
Hell, they was saying that he couldn't catch because the ball was too big. You know what I'm saying? So, but now they got tape. People got tape. People got stuff to watch on the NFL level of these players, and I think that's why. Well, that ain't why your boy getting sacked as much as he getting sacked. Because my man on pace to get sacked more than anybody in NFL history.
Ever.
It's terrible.
And he got sacked more than anybody last year, and they say he on pace to get sacked 112 times.
He said a mouthful. The expectations was not there. Like they definitely was one of them teams that popped last year,
Right. Well, see, I think they popped late last year.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm
they
saying?
popped when it really mattered. That's why this year, it's like, okay, you got that Bengals. You know, they not a sleeper team no more.
Right.
So
They was
woke up
cut
home.
early.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, the way they playing now might lower
got
the
a long
expectations.
season, man.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It might lower their expectations, and people
Probably humble themselves a little bit.
coming there halfway prepared. It happens way too much. The Eagles and the Commanders. The Eagles and that's a NFC East matchup. The Eagles beat the shit out of the Commanders 24-8. Jalen Hurts is having an MVP season at this point. Hopefully, if he maintains the play he's playing now, I feel like he could definitely be a front runner. He finished the game 22 for 35, 340 yards, 3 touchdowns. That is more Patrick Mahomes from a number perspective. You know what I'm saying?
He had a great game.
And then Miles Sanders, he only rushed for 46 yards, but Devontae Smith showed up. He was absent game 1. He showed up part-time game 2 or week 2. And this time he showed up. He had 8 receptions, 169 yards, and a touchdown. And he was making some big catches. What y'all think about this game? NFC East guys? Guru?
Man,
Nothing really to talk about, man. Washington's a terrible team.
just say shout out to Deshaun, man. Shout out to Deshaun and the Eagles, man.
Man, I tell you one thing. I don't know. I think the Commanders will figure something out
What?
to a degree.
They not a good team.
Yeah,
They don't have talent.
You gotta have they sorry, man.
I think I think Carson Wentz is the problem.
No,
Personally, I feel like if they put Tyler Heineke in the game with that rookie Dotson, goddamn Scared Terry, you know,
Scared Terry don't even look scary this year.
right?
Man,
because Carson Wentz.
But he can't win at the top of the route. He can't win at the line of scrimmage. He just don't look
he
like.
just ain't got no talent, man.
He another one that you like you were saying about Jamar. They got film on him like he just don't look like nobody right now.
You think it's because he got paid?
That might be it. He got that money.
I always think because they got paid, man.
He got that money, man, and he just. I don't know. I feel sorry for those fantasy owners that got Scared Terry in the lineup, thinking that he's Scared Terry from last year.
I can tell you that most of those fantasy owners are Commanders fans. Literally.
Nah, because I would have picked Scared Terry based upon his resume.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been definitely careful with Scared Terry. Me personally.
He don't look that scary.
But in that same game,
He don't look no better than Brandon Ayuk right now.
that's not good. That's not good. AJ Brown, he got paid too. You know, but
AJ Brown a dog, man.
Yeah,
they can't. He in the
he's
system,
Yeah.
and
He looked fast as shit balls when he
you know, they've been wanting to play. The boy Jalen Hurts been wanting to play on the same team with him forever.
Oh yeah, he was trying to recruit him straight out of high
Hurt,
school.
Hurt look way more comfortable, man.
He do.
He look
Yeah.
way more comfortable though.
It's not hard to look comfortable having one of the best offensive lines in the NFL.
And his decision making though is different now. It seems like he ain't hesitating to take off when he need to. You know what I'm saying? Like most people try to show they can play in the pocket or whatever. He like, nah, fuck this. I'm a take off when I need to take off, and it works for him.
And he got receivers that can win.
Yep.
The one-on-ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
He got a receiver in AJ Brown that really can't be checked.
Yeah, Brown.
I just hope he stay healthy, man, because
That's the whole thing, staying healthy.
he got
Yeah.
a case of the Julio Jones, too.
and then both sides of the ball though they got a pretty good defense as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see. They could be coming out the NFC. I'm just talking.
It's a
Anyway.
good chance. They got a roster.
They definitely got a roster. The Saints and the Panthers. Saints and the Panthers. The Saints is starting to look poorer and poorer and poorer. Guru,
Like the Aints.
Yeah.
like the Aints, exactly.
They ain't the old Saints no more, man.
What do you think is the Saints' problem?
It's hard going from a offensive-minded coach to a defensive-minded coach and expect the Saints for years, they had a good defense, but they was more known for their offense.
Right.
They can't score.
But they had Breeze back there too, though.
Yeah, but
Right.
even Jameis won't playing bad with the Saints before he got hurt last year.
Well, even in this game, Jameis Winston had he was 25 for 41, but he had 353 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then you had Chris Olave. He had 147 yards receiving on 9 receptions.
But a lot of that came late when you trying to get back in a football game. You down 2-3 possessions. It's not hard to throw for 300 yards.
Yeah.
Like you, that's not a recipe for winning in the NFL. Game 1 when they beat Atlanta, the man had like 57 yards passing through the first 3 quarters, and over 200 yards in the fourth quarter. Like you can't do that every week.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all you doing is patting your stats. You down 2-3 scores when the game matter.
Right.
Everybody not gonna let you back in the game like
Sometimes
that.
they pulling, like you said, at the end of the game, they pulling players anyway. Because you down so many touchdowns, they pull it anyway. So all you doing is packing the stats like you just said, though.
Yeah, I think when you packing them stats, though, that's for contract purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The numbers.
but the only thing that really get you contracts in the NFL is wins.
Yeah.
They don't give a damn you threw for 500,000 yards.
Hence, Lamar Jackson ain't getting paid. 'Cause he ain't winning.
No, Lamar Jackson be winning.
That's totally different there.
Man, just put Lamar Jackson in the same center with Jameis Winston.
No.
That's what you did. Whether you know it or not, you did do that.
That's not what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Next up, the Jacksonville Jaguars destroyed the Los Angeles Chargers, and they beat them 38-10.
With my sleeper team,
Yeah.
Justin Herbert still showed up. Well, he was 25 for 45, which I don't know. I don't think that's good if you miss 20.
it ain't bad playing with broken ribs.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get it. Maybe you shouldn't be playing with them damn broken
He
ribs.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
Not if you can go out there and get your ass whooped anyway.
Right, exactly.
They could have did that with the backup.
And then James Robinson, he had 17 carries for 100 yards and a touchdown, which was good for you on your fantasy side, huh?
Yeah, man, not good enough. I ain't winning it overall week.
But
Man.
he was saying that the Jaguars definitely a sleeper team too, man.
Listen,
I wouldn't even say they're a sleeper team. I think they for real though.
you think so?
Yeah.
But see that they're a sleeper team because nobody expect them to win the division. Nobody expect them to go anywhere. And Doug Peterson gonna go in there and sprinkle some of that magic on Jacksonville. He's a quarterback guru.
I think Doug Peterson got something to prove.
He definitely do. They fired the man after winning the Super Bowl.
Right. That's
that's more than something.
They only Super Bowl in franchise history.
That's the definition of disrespect.
That was enough to get him the job for the rest of his life. Like he
Right.
supposed to get a lifetime contract. Philip been playing football for 600 years and got 1 Super Bowl, and Doug Peterson got it, and they fired him like a year after winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's
Ain't no way in hell.
well,
Yeah.
he got another chance now. And from the looks of it, they starting off well, and
They say he already got as many wins as who the hell was coaching them last year? Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer, yeah.
See, man already tied his career wins in
Oh
Jacksonville
my gosh, that is
after
hard.
3 weeks.
Well, listen, I mean, it's about time for Jacksonville to make some type of progress.
Jacksonville should actually be 3-0 to be honest.
Who they lose to?
The Commanders, and they let them come back. They was up like almost touchdown.
That was the first game.
Right, they was up
Yeah.
two. They was up 2 scores in the fourth quarter and let them people come
Yeah.
back.
How does
I don't know.
it was Carson Wentz?
Carson
Wentz
Wentz.
said,
They probably had one of them games.
y'all
like,
kicked us out the playoffs last year. I owe y'all.
any given Sunday.
Carson Wentz looked like a scrub in that game, man. Threw about 4 interceptions.
Oh my gosh.
That's
What?
the second game.
That's
That was the first game.
And I'm saying that's the third game to do that many. No, he fumbled that many this time.
Yeah, he just playing bad. But Jacksonville 2-1, man. That's surprising.
Yeah.
They gonna win a lot more football game anytime you put up 38 points against the Chargers.
That's
Yeah.
definitely a surprise for sure. Some NFC West action. We had the Rams and the Cardinals. The Cardinals end up taking an L. Final score 20-12. But Kyler Murray threw the ball 58 times, which
Like I keep saying, that's a recipe for disaster.
that's
a lot of time.
58 times. He completed 37 of the 58
And only
passes.
had 12 points.
And only had 12 points. He only had 314 yards. That means he was throwing that shit backwards. Like, to throw the ball 58 times, if you take 58 and divide that by 314, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like 5-6 yards a throw.
Well, he ain't complete 58 passes, though.
Which even worse.
How many passes did he complete?
37 of them.
Nah, that's terrible.
Right. I don't know. I don't know what the expectation is, but he's also another person that got paid.
Yeah, and he getting paid to study film, and he
But
looked
like-
worse since he started
But
studying
like
film.
you said, if the team had to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
The team really had, like, it ain't like he was on a team. That was a team that was, I mean, that he had to get the money from. Like, they had to pay him because who else they gonna go to?
Yeah. I mean, they had to pay him. I would have paid him in the middle of the season. Prove.
But the Rams kind of own Arizona.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I had the Rams as one of my 5-star picks of the week, and they kind of helped me cash that NFL Sunday ticket. I think Sean McVay might won the last 5 or 6 against Arizona.
Damn. I didn't realize it was like that. But when you think about it, our whole division is like that.
Yeah, one team usually dominate the other. Like, y'all dominate the Rams.
Yeah.
Seahawks dominate y'all.
Yeah.
They dominate the Cardinals, but I don't know who the hell the Cardinals dominate. Who they dominate? The Seahawks?
They damn self.
Yeah.
They might dominate the Seahawks.
They might dominate the Seahawks. It's,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but that's literally what our division looked like.
But Arizona is also, last year, it was a way better road team than it was a home team.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
which was another factor in why I took the Rams, minus the points on the road.
Well, listen. Make sure y'all tune in to the Guru and the Swami podcast as well. Be out Friday. Might want to make sure you look for it. They got those locks. All right. Falcons and the Seahawks. Falcons got their first W. Marcus Mariota was running for his life, but Geno Smith played a better game than half of the quarterbacks we spoke on, probably more than half. He was 32 for 44, 325 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I don't think I ever expected this to come from Geno Smith at this stage in his career. Coming out of college, maybe you can kind of say, you know what, that's probably going to be his style of play. That's going to be his skill set. But up until this point, he hasn't been that player, if that makes sense. But he's showing up now. What y'all think about that game? Geno Smith overall.
Had a solid game.
Geno ain't bad. Like I keep saying, Geno's not a bad quarterback. Geno just had a few bad breaks in his career. He's never really been on a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Then when he was on a team where he was given the opportunity to start, it wasn't a fair opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so he got his chance. He got to show up. You know, Geno ain't a bad quarterback, but
No,
I had the
he
Falcons
chance,
winning, so
Right. And
I had the Falcons in the over, so the game went exactly how I called it.
every time. Cordell Patterson, he
He did
had
what
the
he
game of
supposed
his
to do.
life.
Yeah, I had him over 61.5 total yards,
Mhm.
and he helped cash the ticket too.
Straight up. He had 17 carries for 141 yards and a touchdown.
I seen my man Evan, man. He had the bet wrong. I had him over 61.5 total yards, rushing and receiving. Evan took him over his rushing yards and over his receiving yards, and he went under his receiving yards by like 2 yards. But he covered both just running the football.
Wow. Well,
And that was the only thing that lost his ticket. He said, man, how did I miss that?
that's I do that shit all the time sometimes. Like, that's the worst feeling in the world. I bet something that I supposed to been betting it over, and it'll be under.
Well, he bet it over. He was supposed to combine the two instead of betting them individually.
So he wasted money then.
What you
Pretty
think-
much.
What you think? Atlanta. How many games Atlanta gonna get this year?
That might be the only one. Nah, they probably win
They
3.
might not
They
win
might.
no
They,
more.
nah, Marcus Mariota ain't as bad as a lot of people think neither, because he can use his legs, and if Cordell Patterson can run, they gonna put up some points, right? I don't know how many games they're gonna win. They might win 4 or 5 games, to be honest.
4 or 5.
Yeah, I guess that's the expectation. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but then again, I take that back because the NFC South is kind of garbage
Not that
outside of
good.
Tampa
I
Bay.
was gonna give them about 7.
They can beat. They can easily beat Carolina twice, and they can
Yeah.
easily beat New Orleans. So yeah,
About seven.
that's
About
last
7
still
games.
too many.
That's
7.
still too many.
Yeah.
Well, right
You
now
don't-
they just beat one person.
And that's Seattle.
That's Seattle. Not even in their division.
But they beat Seattle in Seattle, which is kind of good.
Yeah, because that's a tough place to
But
play.
Seattle
Right.
just beat Denver, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
and then
And Denver
lost
just
to
beat
us.
the Niners, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See how
You see how
how
it
it go
work?
full circle.
Yeah,
You know?
you see how it works.
Shit, terrible. The Packers and the Bucks. The GOAT versus the GOAT.
Oh man,
Or-
another one. I had Green Bay under.
Man.
I know y'all
Yeah.
can check this stuff. Wait, if you don't got a subscription, it's hard for you to check it. But you go in the group, you'll see the winning ticket I posted. I had Green Bay under as well.
Oh, you had Green Bay winning?
Yeah, Tampa Bay a little banged up. They
Yeah.
the offensive line was banged up. Mike Evans was suspended.
Man, they had that.
Chris Godwin out.
Man.
Hmm?
You gave Brady the ball right there at the end, man. You can't tell me that you want at the end of your seat, man. I was like,
Well,
no, he didn't pull another one off, man. I walked out the house. I said, man, he won, man. I walked out the house. He won, man. It's
Brady-
man.
I think Brady got some personal problems.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
those
they said
personal
it.
problems
Yeah.
is impacting, his play overall. Like he threw 31 for 42, 271 and a touchdown. But number one, I feel like that's average for him throwing. But it seemed like he's just not into the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's hard to be into the game though when you ain't got your offensive linemen and your receivers.
But he ain't really got too much to. He ain't really got too much to. He didn't achieve everything.
Right, but I mean,
That take away from him a lot too, though.
right, but he's just showing signs of no hunger.
Yeah, I think this year is last year.
Every press conference, he's saying, you really got to ask yourself if this is what you really want to do.
Yeah,
if
but-
I want to keep doing this. And I think a lot of it is him deciding to come back, and his wife like, no, bro, we agreed that you was going to quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Spend time with the
And
kids and stuff. Yeah.
Now he got to kind of deal with that. So,
Yeah.
oh, no, that could be the case. That's hypothetically speaking,
Kind of look like it.
That's
It
exactly what it
definitely
looked
look
like.
like
Yeah, it's leaning towards it for sure. All right, and the last game on Sunday was San Francisco and the Denver Broncos. Jimmy G showed up in the trash can and trash bag, but he led the game in passing, 18 for 29, 211 with a touchdown. He didn't turn the ball over, which is a good thing, but his dumb ass did step outside the back of the end zone and get him points.
2 points. The
2
deciding 2 points that you lost
We
by.
lost by 1. Damn shame, but the Broncos, they started off trashy, and I feel like Russell Wilson started showing up at the end in a sense of not from a passing perspective, but from what he's known for. That's improvising. You know what I'm saying? He ran way more in this game than he did before, and he made it a point to will his team to a victory.
Yeah.
I can't knock it. You know what I'm saying? It was a boring game. I did
Yeah,
not
but
enjoy it.
I think all 49 games boring.
Oh my gosh! Why is that?
Because they just suck.
What?
Man,
That's that
shout out to Avery,
playoff.
Man. Just shout out to Avery, man.
That's that playoff hangover. You know.
Shout out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that playoff hangover. Shout out to all the 49er fans, too, man.
Man, listen.
We see y'all in the Super. Y'all gonna go in the Super Bowl again, man. Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah, one day we will.
And the lights
One day.
won't go out.
And then last game of the week, week 3 was Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football consisted of the Cowboys and the Giants. The Giants played extremely well in the beginning. They started off well. I felt like the Giants had the game in the bag personally, that because it was Cooper Rush playing and they playing the Cowboys.
Yeah, he knocked
But-
the scrubs off, man.
Cooper Rush stepped up.
Yeah.
Cowboys showed up. Cooper Rush was 21 for 31, 215 and a touchdown. Damn, that looked like Jimmy Garoppolo now. That's foolish.
But that's all you need though.
Right.
When you can run the football
And Tony Pollard
and
had
you can play
105.
defense.
And their defense is legit. Probably top 2, top 3 in the
Nah,
league.
you're doing too much now, Avery.
You don't think Dallas defense is top
Yeah,
3?
no, they ain't that good. They got too many weaknesses on the back end.
Name 3 defenses better than Dallas.
Off the top
Well,
of my
I'm gonna say,
head,
I'm gonna say the Eagles won.
The Eagles
Probably
defense
the
probably
Eagles.
not better
I
than
don't
Dallas.
think the Eagles defense better than
Man,
Dallas.
the way they swung, I think the Eagles one of them, yo.
I think a big part of this is who they playing.
Jacksonville
Matchups.
pretty good too, though.
It's a few defenses. I'm talking about. You got to understand the personnel and who they playing that factors into all that.
Oh, so
Dallas
they don't play nobody.
Dallas got a good front four that they can rush the passer with without bringing extra men to rush the passer, right?
Mhm.
Which makes your defense good. Their backers are average. And they got one player in the secondary that's okay. They got a corner that you can target all game that makes you not that good.
So why don't nobody target them?
They do. And they successful. You know, Dallas is they 2-1, but the Bengals can't protect and the Giants can't protect. So if you can't get home with that rush, it's a different football game.
Mm-hmm.
A totally different football game. But I think Cooper Rush kind of was what Dallas was missing. And I ain't saying that Dak is bad. I just think that Kellen Moore doesn't draw up a scheme suitable for Dallas to win football games with Dak Prescott. For one, Mike McCarthy don't want to run the football, right? He's not a running coach.
Right.
Then Kellen Moore don't want to run the football. If you look at Dallas, Zeke had good yards. I think he had about 70 to 80 yards.
Mm-hmm. Tony Pollard had 100.
Tony Pollard had 100, so that's almost 200 yards rushing,
Right.
right? That's a recipe of success in the NFL if you can play football on defense. If you can stop the run and rush the passer and you can run the football, you can win in the NFL.
Right. I think that's where a
Definitely.
lot of our success came from because we run the ball and we control the clock.
Yeah.
I knew somehow you was going to test San Francisco into
Well, we're a running team.
what we was talking about, but
we talking
No,
about
they
running.
do. They killed the
yeah,
clock.
they do. And I mean, that's what makes you successful in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right. I was just supporting what you were saying.
Right,
That's all.
right.
just
But
kinda
I knew
used
you was
us
going
as
to
an
use
example.
San Francisco as an example somehow, some way. But, you know, like we just pointed out a lot of things when we broke down these games about Kyler Murray throwing the ball 50-plus times.
Mhm.
Somebody else threw the ball 60-plus times. The boy for Buffalo,
Yeah, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, right? And if you look at Dallas over the course of the years with Dak, he throws the ball 40, 50 times a game when he's the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they take the ball out of Zeke and Tony Pollard's hands. That's why they lose a lot of games because you tire the defense out.
Right.
If you can control the game and control the clock, then you can win a lot of football games. And I think being that Cooper Rush playing quarterback, they're trying to make sure they kind of limit the game plan.
Right.
They shrink the playbook, and this what we're gonna do, and it works.
But let me tell you, if we win the next two, I ain't gonna say the Redskins game. What the Commanders?
The Commanders.
Well,
Hey
we
man,
win-
say the Commandos.
What should we do with Prescott then? Just ride the wave out, ride it on out.
I don't think Prescott is gonna be healthy as soon as that. Jerry Jones is saying.
Right.
Russell Wilson had the same injury, and when he came back, he was not effective
Right.
because he rushed back last year for Seattle.
And I
right.
think that's the problem. If you ain't got to rush them back, don't rush
Don't
them
rush him back.
back. And like you said, it requires Kellen Moore to do more work. From
Right.
a coaching standpoint. You know, with Cooper Rush, he got to be more creative. He got to do things in a way that is different than what he would do with that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he
They
ain't
gotta
really
run the
got to
ball
be
more.
more creative. He just need to hand the goddamn ball off.
Right. You see, Cooper Rush threw the ball 31 times.
Mhm.
If that was Dak, it'd be 56 times.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And Cooper Rush threw in spots that he really had to throw
Right.
to keep the defense honest.
All right, okay. So how many more games do you think Rush
Got in
have
there?
to win? Well, Prescott to be like, oh, I don't know.
All of them.
I don't realistically seeing them benching Dak, but that might not be a bad idea if Cooper Rush can come in and keep winning football games.
Yeah.
So then that leads to the question is, if Cooper Rush come in and he is winning football games and you end up benching Dak, what's next?
Yeah.
Do you come back the next season with Dak?
That,
You know what I'm
Just
saying?
go with Rush.
No, they ain't come back with Tony Romo after they put Dak in the game.
You're right though.
They ran
Right.
Tony Romo ass into the broadcasting booth.
the instant, look, we got another job for you. don't get, don't have a cow, man.
Jared Jones say, CBS, give my man some money because he can't never quarterback this mob again.
Straight up. But I like him as a broadcaster.
Yeah.
I don't really like him as that.
He has a great ability to predict what's about to happen.
Right. I mean, if you play quarterback in the league and you look at a formation, you should be able to see and be able to know what's going on.
Yeah.
If you study as much football as he should have studied on that level.
Gotcha. All right, well, let's take another break. We've been going hard, boy, that's for sure. We'll be back. BetMoorSports. Welcome back to the BetMoorSports podcast. I'm your host, Avery Fuller, with my co-host, Stephen Trotman Bay, a.k.a.
The Guru.
And, of course, we got my man Buck in the building. YP2EDIE, baby.
Yes, sir.
So at this point, we are going to go and we're going to talk overrated, underrated. We're going to start with that side of things. Buck, I'm going to start with you. Who is the most overrated team in the NFL?
49ers. Definitely. Overrated.
Bro, okay. All right.
Overrated.
Yeah, I get it. Guru?
The most overrated team in the NFL right now. You mean right now, right?
Right now, yeah. Up to week 4.
I want to say Minnesota, but Minnesota is they right there where they belong at, middle of the pack. So I'm going to say Tampa Bay right now.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense because, the productivity is definitely limited from that side of things. I feel like the most overrated team right now, I agree, San Francisco.
Yeah.
But they not. Well, I ain't nobody predict. I didn't predict them to do nothing. So they kind of doing what I expected them to do.
The expectations is they instantly changed the moment Jimmy Garoppolo was thrown into the
right.
lineup.
I agree.
And then Jimmy G come back the next week.
But he still look like a biscuit.
When he came in the game, he did. He came in the game like he came in the game and instantly threw a touchdown.
Yeah.
And
then the game he started where he practiced all week with the number ones, and man looked like goddamn SpongeBob.
So you don't think he played good as a starter?
No, he's a great starter. We win with him.
Okay.
Like, again, the one thing that Jimmy G do, you could talk about his skill set all day. One thing he do is he
make
win.
a way.
Except
He make a way.
Except for last week.
Okay, I'm finna get on top of that.
All right. What about underrated? Guru, I'm gonna start with you. What's the most underrated team?
Jacksonville right now. Jaguars.
Jacksonville showing up to the board. That's for sure. That's for sure. What about you, Buck?
I'm going with Jacksonville too.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Because when you really think about it, Jacksonville is playing a way that I don't think anybody expected them to. Trevor Lawrence showing up a completely different player than he was last year. The personnel that they got don't speak to what they're capable of, and still showing up.
I want to change my overrated team though.
Okay.
The Chargers, they the most overrated team right now.
You're 100% right.
They the most overrated team. I had them to win the division, and them people in dead last right now. Well, the Raiders are dead last, so. But the Chargers was the team that everybody had right there competing with Buffalo and the most talented roster.
People picking them to win the Super Bowl.
And the people is 1-2. And they don't look good.
It's crazy because when you think about it, that division right now seems to be overrated.
The whole division is definitely overrated. They got the only team 0-3. The Chargers 1-2. The Chiefs 2-1, and I think Denver's 2-1.
And the NFC East is underrated right now.
Best division in football. I tried to tell y'all didn't want to listen to me.
It's odd to see the teams in the NFC East playing so.
If we can get the Commanders out of there, we'll be a powerhouse division.
Get the Commanders out of there.
Trade them for real though.
Try to trade a team out the division.
Yeah, shout out the way, yo.
Oh man, shout out the way. All right. Next up, let's give our weekly rankings. top 5 in the league at this point based on up to week 4. But start with you.
You gotta go with the Dolphins. You gotta go. I say I go ahead with the Dolphins. Then I turn around and go with the Eagles. Then I turn around and I go with the Chiefs. Then I turn around and I would most likely go with Green Bay. And then I supposed to put Buffalo up a little higher, but I'll go ahead and finish it off with Green Bay, though.
Okay, so you got the Dolphins, the Eagles,
Yeah.
Buffalo?
Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs?
The Chiefs,
Mm-hmm.
Tampa, and Green Bay.
Okay. All right, so you only got Buffalo in the top 5.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I would just.
I get it. You know what I'm
top
saying?
5.
Right. I get it. Guru.
I'm going Miami 1, Philly 2, Buffalo 3, Baltimore 4, and then I'm going to say the Rams. I got to put the defending champs in there. Their only loss was to Buffalo, who most predict to be this season champs. So,
Yeah.
week 1. So,
And I'm going to have to go Eagles number 1, Miami number 2, Baltimore number 3, Buffalo number 4, and Kansas City number 5.
but I think what's the name play this week too?
Who?
Baltimore and Buffalo.
Oh, yeah, that's a good game to
So
watch.
somebody gonna flip flop.
So,
Spots.
Absolutely. All right. Next up, it's the Guru's pick of the day. And now it's time for the Guru's pick of the day.
The Guru's pick of the day is BYU minus 24 at home versus Utah State. Take everything you can beg, bond, steal, and put it on BYU at home. Minus 24 against Utah State. Utah State is 0-3 straight up, 0-3 against the spread this year, and they are no match for BYU in this one.
All right, there you have it, the Guru's pick of the day. And that brings us to my man Buck.
Aaron Judge just hit his 61st home run, too. Breaking news.
Oh, breaking news. Aaron Judge hit 61st home. Who pitched to him?
He finally pitched my man the ball.
To pitch to him. Look, history in the making, live and direct. I love it. Nothing like it. You know what I'm saying? All right, Buck. So, Buck, you pretty big out here, man, as far as, giving back to the kids, because, it's essential. I don't think I know a person right now that's giving more to the kids from our neighborhood than you are.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about it.
Coming from where we come from, young terrorists, it's a lot of opportunities. You gotta know how to beat the odds, but at the end of the day, stay hungry and stay on your grind. And it's a lot of opportunity. I love the kids in my neighborhood, so I'm definitely one of the ones that are front line for young terrorists while it's giving back to the community. And we have a lot, and we doing a lot. So at the end of the day, put them kids first, though.
Absolutely. So you got a handful of businesses out here. You know what I'm saying? Tell us about the different opportunities that you got going on as far as business.
Me and my brothers, we black owned. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach out at Jamar versus Buck on Facebook. Moving companies, Bad Boy All Purpose Moving, and it's Bad Boy All Purpose Pressure Washing, and we best prices. We reasonable, and you definitely, if you have anything that you want to hit me up on, like I said, hit me up at Jamar versus Buck on Facebook again.
All right, and we also got the Nighthawk thing going on out Young's, right?
Yes, we have a shout out to Gates and shout out to Wayway, and shout out to Coach Rio and a lot of coaches that put it together, the Nighthawk program. This weekend, this Saturday, we're starting the playoff season for Nighthawk in the 757. Just come out and show some support. If you want any information, just like I said, just check my page. Everything will be up there about how you can donate and contribute it to what we got going on. And if you got any candy or anything you want to do for a Halloween party, you definitely can still hit me up on my page at Jamar versus Buck.
All right, and there you have it. Jamar Babbs, a.k.a. Buck, a.k.a. owner of the Babbs Brothers. He is, what, you the middle?
Yeah, the middle.
Yeah, he the
There's
middle.
a lot of us, man.
Straight up. But, man, listen, we appreciate having you, man, and that's the
Sir.
show for today. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot accomplished. Got a lot across. Had a
Yes,
lot
sir.
of, I love the Cowboys and the Giants conversation.
Well, I don't even like the Giants no more now. So the 49ers, anybody can win it, but the Commandos and the 49ers and the Giants, I don't care who win the Super Bowl, long as they don't win it.
He about to throw this shit out of the Giants. All right, with that said, man, listen, y'all have a great night. Make sure y'all go to www.betmoorsports.com. Hit us up in the comments on the podcast. Hit us up at the group on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everything. If it's social media, BetMoorSports it. At the end of the day, BetMoorSports. We out of here. Peace.
Till next time.
All right.